Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. It wasn't until 1993 that it was required to include women in government-sponsored clinical research. And what makes this worse is that in 1977, women were excluded from clinical trials to protect their reproductive potential. And just when you think there may be headway, there is an erasure of language in medical research that is threatening to obscure the value of women and their health going on right now. All through Western history, women have needed to earn their rights and privileges, having to negotiate their worth. From their ability to have their own money, to owning property, to being able to participate in basic civics by just simply voting. If you feel like you always have to justify your very existence or fight to be seen as worthy, this episode is for you. By the end, you'll have a deeper understanding of how the law of oneness nurtures resilience and your ultimate success. Quite often, the onus has fallen on women to navigate the gap between what they are granted and what they deserve. In 1920, a Women's Bureau was established by the federal government to address the increase of women in the workforce, promote their welfare, working conditions, and boost their abilities to earn a good living. This is the department that played a key role in passing federal laws like the Equal Pay Act, Pregnancy Discrimination Act, and the Family and Medical Leave Act. But societal pressure to maintain the patriarchal status quo is continuing, because as recently as this year, this bureau is now being called a relic of the past and targeted to have its budget eliminated. In my opinion, the work to ensure that everyone has equal access to opportunity is not complete, especially when it comes to leveling the experience between women and men. I recently came across an argument raised by Scott Galloway where he was speaking to the male crisis being experienced within Western society. The glaring issue I see with Galloway's position is that his solutions focus solely on fixing the experience of the men who are struggling. There is a certain amount of viewing the problem with the tool of a hammer happening here, where the solutions being offered, while not explicitly excluding women, are largely only focused on improving the experience of men, citing that women will experience a default better experience, much like the benefits of trickle-down economics, which we know is a fallacy. And that undercuts the fact that within a society built in the image of a patriarchal system, men are not the only people who are struggling. You can't fix the wrongs of patriarchy with more patriarchy. You need a shift, transmutation, not replication, if you want real change. So the card inspiration this week is a little different than in previous weeks because we're talking about a more holistic experience of perceived worthiness. The stage we are looking at today includes the Ace of Swords as the situation or circumstance, Temperance as what to release, and the World as what to call in. Quite broadly, these three cards lay out the following trajectory: a successful new beginning, releasing the tendency to negotiate along the way, and calling in your successful completion because it is already yours. In any path, journey, or experience, there is the initial excitement that is followed by the feelings of defeat or lost cause because hurdles and roadblocks pop up. And that's why the calling in or rooting into the inevitable success of your endeavors is what you are being challenged to do. Negotiating your worth is usually experienced as an uncomfortable requirement. Historically, it has not been looked at as a feminine trait, whereas it's expected of men. There are legions of examples where a woman being assertive is called insulting or derogatory names, while a man exhibiting the same behavior is called strong or lauded as a leader. We cannot forget that the system and structure within which we find ourselves is a man-made construct. So you'll have to forgive me for my eye roll when the men are struggling within the very system their gender established and upheld for centuries. It's important to recognize how masculine and feminine energy express themselves differently within the system. Masculine energy is about changing the system, rebuilding the structure. Female energy is about adapting, finding your path through. So when we see Galloway advocating for changing the system to address how it is failing men, this masculine energy reaction is also responding to the feminine energy of adaptation that has supported women in continuing to maintain or achieve within the existing constructs that have men struggling. But these two experiences are two halves of the whole. One is not more valuable or worthy than the other, which is reflected in the spiritual law of oneness. There is a flawed interpretation within the Abrahamic religions that is in direct conflict with the law of oneness that fundamentally sets up this long-standing diminishing of the worthiness of women compared to men. Women fall prey to believing that they deserve less, that they are worth less, and that is categorically false. We overlook or forget that we live in an energetic universe where we are all co-creating our experience and ultimately our end results, which brings us back to the universal challenge of calling in and rooting into the inevitable successful completion of your goal. Not because your gender makes you deserving, but because it is the divine spiritual order of the universe. Your unwavering ability to sit within your belief of your worthiness is how you co-create the end result you experience. This resilience supports you in navigating the inevitable bumps in the road. As long as you stop negotiating your worth and hold on to your inevitable success, that will be your experience. The crystal I'm going to offer you today is Snowflake Obsidian, and here's why. When you question your values, Snowflake Obsidian will support you in creating an energetic shield against the external pressures to compromise your worth without getting pulled into self-doubt and over-justification. By strengthening your ability to discern insight, you'll notice patterns and bring deep-seated beliefs or societal influences to the surface so you can cut through the noise and directly address what is holding you back from recognizing your inherent value. With its grounding energy, Snowflake Obsidian offers calming and balancing properties that support you in making the best of challenging situations without getting stuck in self-defeating thoughts. By stimulating the third eye chakra, you'll notice the signs and guidance you may have otherwise overlooked. With the black volcanic glass infused with crystalline inclusions, Snowflake Obsidian is a visual representation of the alchemy of shadow work and integrating your darker sides with your innate light. The acceptance of your worthy wholeness is the goal and the groundwork that enables you to stop negotiating your worth. So here is a ritual you can do to ground into your inherent worthiness. You'll need your Snowflake Obsidian and some time where you'll be undisturbed. With your Snowflake Obsidian in your hand, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and feel into the stable, protective energy of the crystal. Continue to breathe as you visualize an energetic shield surrounding you. As you ground into this moment, if your mind wanders or offers up fears, doubts, or negative thoughts, visualize them bouncing off the protective shield back out into the vastness of the world. Gently open your eyes and look at your crystal in your hand. Observe the black and white pattern. Contemplate how the play of black and white represents the light and dark pieces of you, but together they embody your wholeness. You are complete and worthy, just as you are. Draw comfort from the solidness of the crystal, allowing that to support you in strengthening your belief in your own deservingness. State either silently or aloud, "My worth is inherent. My success is inevitable. I do not need to negotiate my worth." Repeat this mantra a few times as you anchor into this place of worth. As you feel into the balance of light and dark within you, know that this is the truth of the universe itself, that all things are connected and nothing can make you less than whole. Continue to use your breath as a release for any doubts, fears, or worries that arise. You are complete and worthy, just as you are. When you feel a sense of completeness, place your crystal on your altar. Carry or wear it as you go about your day. When doubts arise or you feel the need to start justifying or negotiating your worth, call in the energy you've created here and allow it to support you. Today's tarot cards with Snowflake Obsidian is from a recent crystal and tarot forecast inside the Charmed community. I invite you to join me in this free space where I share these readings weekly to help you align your energy and focus your week. You'll also get the opportunity to connect with others who are exploring their growth and creating change in their lives, just like you. Join us for free. The link is in the show notes. And if you're tired of being on an emotional roller coaster, constantly juggling everything in your life, and you want to be part of a space that holds you in your healing, a space where you could feel seen, supported, and connected, I'd love to have you join me inside the Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal. It's where we go beyond the weekly guidance and we apply it to your life, equipping you with the tools, resources, and support to build your confidence in crystal healing and emotional self-care. Inside, you'll get personalized coaching, healing sessions, rituals, and everything you need to truly empower yourself to live with more ease and alignment. Visit my website, 3charmedgems.com, or click the link in the show notes to learn more and join me. It's time to stop living at the mercy of emotional triggers and start living in spiritual integrity. The Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal is where that shift begins. Come and find your clarity. Today's episode has been brought to you by Snowflake Obsidian and Integration. May we all acknowledge our light and dark parts so we can integrate them into our wholeness without guilt or shame. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.